Hey, what's going on guys? JS Cards here, coming at you with a Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile. And today we're going to be going over my Blue Eyes Chaos Max deck. So about 2 months ago, I profiled just like my standard Blue Eyes build, and I kind of promised you guys a ritual build if that video did well and if people wanted to see it. And that video did really well, so thank you so much. The Coalition and I really appreciate it. And I know it's been a little while, but I'm finally profiling the ritual version of Blue Eyes, and I have to say, this deck, maybe it's not as competitive as like the other version of Blue Eyes. They're both really fun, but I like this version more. The Chaos Max ritual monsters, both of them are insane, and there's just some fun stuff you can do with this deck. So, and Blue Eyes, of course, is like my favorite OG dragon. So yeah, I thought it'd be fun to make a video for you. So let's go through this and we'll talk about it and go from there. So starting off with our monsters, of course, you see the triple Blue Eyes White Dragon. This is the best artwork besides the original artwork in my opinion, so we're going with this one for right now. But yeah, it's what the whole deck is based on. You still want to play 3, it's your normal vanilla monster, but you gotta run it, and you know, if anything, you're just going to be using it as ritual material. So, and then for the same reason, I play 3 copies of Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Some people have cut this from the ritual build completely. They're focusing more on the incantations and other things like that. I mean, I do play those, but I still like having the 3 alternative dragon in here. It's basically a free special summon if you have a Blue Eyes in your hand, which you do a lot of the time. And then just once per turn, you can destroy a monster your opponent has. So like, I still really like it. And again, if you don't need it, you're just gonna be using it as like material to ritual summon. Then for our boss monster here, we have Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. I love this card so much. I mean, it can be targeted, it's got 4,000 attack, it does double piercing. Yeah, this card does everything. I really can't believe it's at 3. I mean, sure, Blue Eyes isn't seeing like, you know, tournament play or anything like that, but the fact that we have access to 3 of these, actually kind of 4 or 5 depending, because I do play the one Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon. Now if I had a second copy, I'd probably throw it in here, but I really don't think you need it. Most of the time I am going to be going for Chaos Max Dragon, but Chaos Dragon definitely is still good and it's something that you go into as well. But the fact that we have access to 4 of these, like I said, 5 if you want to play double Chaos Dragon, is insane. I mean, these are very powerful ritual monsters. Now, I will say I did play against this deck, and Ultimate Conductor Tyranno does wreck these ritual monsters, especially if you have even the Dino Field Spell on the field, because they're gonna all lose 500 attack. But Ultimate Conductor Tyranno can just flip everything down and then attack over and deal 1,000. So, if you're going to play against dinos, that's something to watch out for. Try to OTK or do something before they can get to Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, which might be kind of tough sometimes. But just a heads up, just a little tip for you guys. Yeah, but a lot of other decks cannot really out the Chaos Max or even the Chaos Dragon. I mean, they're incredibly powerful. And then moving on to the other rituals and then into the incantations, I'm playing double copies of Chalice Slime. And then for the smaller incantations, I have been trying to mess with the ratios for a little bit now, and I think I found what I like, but I'm playing 3 copies of Talismandra, 3 copies of Kandal, and then we have 1 Bookstone and 1 Pencil Plume. Now I was playing 2 of each of Kandal and Talismandra, but because they kind of search out your ritual monsters and your ritual spells from your deck, I decided to bump them each up to 3. Bookstone and Pencil Plume let you get a ritual spell and a monster from your graveyard back into your hand, which is good, but I think the other ones are better. And since this is a ritual deck, for the last monster, I'm playing 3 copies of Manju. So yeah, no hand traps in here. I do have some in the side deck, which I might go over at the end of the video just to kind of show you guys. It's not anything set in stone, but yeah, you don't really need hand traps, especially game one. You just want to turbo out into your Chaos Max Dragon, and you either want to OTK or set up the board with, you know, 1 or 2 powerful ritual monsters that are really hard to get rid of. So yeah, that's it for the monsters. Also, this can be fairly budget too. I mean, if you're not going to be spending the money on hand traps, I know Ash is still like $20 no matter what version you get. So, you know, there's a few other expensive cards once we get to the spells, but like overall, I think this deck is fairly budget and it's really fun, and you can annoy your opponent with some ritual monsters. So that's it for the monsters. Let's move on to the spells. All right, and starting off with the ritual spells, I play 3 copies of Chaos Form. I see a lot of people play 2 copies of this. I really think you need 3. I think it's the best one. I really like this because you can banish Blue Eyes White Dragon from your graveyard and use that as material to ritual summon, but then of course you can still use monsters from your hand or field, but the fact that you can use a Blue Eyes from your grave I think is really good. And then actually another card I really like, 2 copies of Advanced Ritual Art. You can send a Blue Eyes straight from your deck to ritual summon, but then it sets it up later. If you want to use Chaos Form, the Blue Eyes is already sitting in your graveyard, so that's kind of nice. And then I have the 1 Incantation Inception. The rest of the spells are just really good 3 of, so I'm playing triple copies of Melody of Awakening Dragon, the Searcher card for the deck, triple copies of Trade-In for draw power. And now here's where the expensive card of the deck is, but I'm playing 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance. There is an extra deck for this deck. It really doesn't mean anything. I literally just threw cards in it, and some of them you can make, others you can't. It just depends, but extra deck literally doesn't matter. You just want to have stuff for extravagance. And for the last card, I'm playing 3 copies of Return of the Dragon Lords. This is one of my favorite cards for any type of dragon deck. It's a monster reborn for your level 7 or 8 dragons, but then it has a little protection effect as well. So that is it for the main deck. Let's move on to the extra deck. All right, extra deck, we'll just kind of breeze through. We have Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. Yes, you could make this. We do have Synchros, being the Spirit Dragon, Azure Eyes, the Spark, and the Moonlight. Now, yes, I don't have tuners in the main deck, but in the side deck, I do have Effect Veilers. So, and this is basically my extra deck from the standard Blue Eyes deck profile that I covered a couple months ago. So, like, yeah, you could put Veilers even in the main, but even if you side them in, it gives you options to go into some of these. But like I said, you're really not going to. If anything, you're going to be going into the Exceeds. So I have 1 Girsu, number 38. Then we have 1 Sun Dragon. Small Galaxy Eyes package here with Cypher Dragon, full armor, and Cypher Blade. And then 1 number 23, I think this is a really underrated rank 8 actually. And then for some links, we're just playing some Nightmares. The side deck, it's really nothing set in stone. It's just more so ideas for you guys. But I do play the Gamma package, especially because like if they do try to Ash something, you can negate it. And then 2 copies of Effect Veiler. It's a budget hand trap and it's a level 1 tuner. So like I said, you could side it in, and then if you needed to, you could go into some of those Synchros. The Synchros are more so, like I said, for like the standard Blue Eyes where you're playing like the White Stones and stuff like that, where they're level 1 tuners. But yeah, and then I play 2 copies of Skullmeister, another great hand trap, and Pankratops, just another nice option if you're going second, which with this deck you pretty much always want to do. For some back row hate, I play 3 copies of Twin Twisters, 1 Called by the Grave, again just to be able to stop a hand trap. And for some trap cards, I play 1 Red Reboot, and this is another fun card. You know, you might even want to main deck it just for fun, but the Ultimate Creature of Destruction is just another great Blue Eyes card. Just more protection for your Blue Eyes as well, and I really like its graveyard effect too. So there you go, guys. That is my Blue Eyes Chaos Max deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more. That really helps out the coalition and myself. Stay tuned for some more awesome videos, and if there's a deck profile you'd like to see me cover on the channel, let me know. Thank you for all of the support, and thanks again for watching this video, and we'll see you next time. Peace out and have a good one.